Hello and welcome to Stir Crazy Art Classes with Gerald Savine, lesson number 50. We're going to carry on now with doing a portrait in pencil, working from a photograph. It's not the photograph I was originally going to use, I'm using a different one though. But just to start off with, something else you can do, just for a bit of fun, have a go at perhaps in your own time of perhaps drawing a shoe. I mean, this is either a posh one or even an old boot. We go walking a lot, and it's nice the old hiking boots. But also, again, in your own time, putting a couple of pots and pans together and fitting them up, and just look at the ovals and the angles and things that are going on. It's not that easy to do. It's quite a challenge. But have a go and see how you get on. But now I'm just going to go to the exercise now for the day, and we're going to be drawing the face here, the young lady on a boat on the Derwent water. I hope you can pick up from that. The eyes are quite darkened, so I'm sorry about that, but and I've also just done some preparation work as well. So we're going to start off with the eyes. I always think the eyes are, in many respects, are quite an important thing to do. We can see that this here, the distance from here to the top of the bridge of the nose is much bigger because we're seeing the left-hand side of the young lady's face. And we're just going to come round here. Now, what you need to be careful about is, and then you've got here the shadow coming from the fold of the eyelid. Be gentle with putting the actual eyes in here. Don't go in too heavy to start off with. Now the other thing I'm afraid you'll find, and I've found this and other people have found exactly the same thing, is quite often when you're doing portraits, the person lands up looking older. I've done this a lot with when I've done portraits of children. It's very difficult to get them to look the age they actually are. They always land up looking, and I'm coming down here now. I'm looking at the shapes that are being created here. Now, say I've already had a bit of getting things ready. So, but again here you've got the nose coming round here, the bridge of the nose coming round. Tend to let it sort of fade off a little bit there, relying on the shadow, and then coming down to the nostrils down here. Again, this is things like the shapes of the nostrils. Again, a very personal thing, shall I say? It's things like that that identify someone. You get the sort of dark here. Nostrils can be really be very different, whoever you are. Now, I haven't yet started bringing any shadow in. Now I'm just going to darken down the eyebrows here. Are quite, they're not black by any means, but they're quite strong. Again, some people have very thin eyebrows. Some people, as you quite in fashion these days, having very dark. And again here, got the lovely smile here, which brings a shadow in underneath here. Now again, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to bring the mouth. I'm looking where the edge of the mouth comes in relation to the nose. So in fact, I've got a little bit too far over there. So I'm going to come across here. And most people's mouths, they come up in what I call a sort of a bow. So again, we can come down here. And the top lip, you always get a bit of shadow here. This part here, which is again where the bottom lip starts, is inset from the top lip. And again, we've got the little smile, the little kick up at the end there, and then you have you're not seeing much of the fullness of the lip in this particular smile. I know that the person, in fact, has got fuller lips than this. But again, what I'm going to do now is just going to gently bring in some shadow to here, just again to build it up. And it's got a lovely smile, got a, again, right in the corner here, where the teeth start, you've got dark shadow, then you've got the teeth coming round here. Now, what you must be careful about, don't go and draw individual teeth, because they always look like, well, they just look terrible. But what you can do, what I always do, where the middle tooth is, there's usually a slightly bigger gap, so I perhaps just indicate the shaping just under there, but not overdoing it. And then here, again, we've got the bottom teeth showing. We won't actually show them, but what we can do is we can bring in, again here, but much darker here, lighter coming through. And again here we've got a dark line coming round. It's just a little bit darker on this side. And then just a little bit of colour here, just to indicate the thickness of the lips. Now again here I'm just going to bring this around, because that's where you've got the lips coming round. So I'll leave that fairly light. Now then, I'm going to bring in just a bit of here. Now you can see again we've got the jawline coming round under the chin. Now again, unfortunately, if one was working on a flat surface, or a flatter surface than I am, then it's going to be a little bit easier. But then again, you see where the ear comes in relation to the nose? And the ear's coming up here, and we can see a bit of the neck, but also we've got hair here as well. So I'm just going to indicate where that's going. What you need to be careful about with hair is don't get too many sort of liney bits in it. And what I'm going to do is also, I'm just going to bring the collar in of the coat. Has it been to the Lake District? No, having a decent coat is quite important, because you never know when it's going to rain. Especially if you're up in a mountain and it's a wonderful place for going walking and drawing. We've got to have done some of paintings up there, or paintings of the region. Now down here we've got the neck that's coming out there, and what again here we've got the clothing underneath. We've got the part of the jacket here coming round. Again, it helps to support the actual drawing. Now here it goes in to where the shoulder is, the other side, and again here in the shoulders, because we're facing this way now. Just going to gradually, don't know how we're doing for time, but I'm sure we've got another 5 minutes. Okay, well, again, just give you guidance here. I hope, ideally you work from your own photograph if you can, whether it's in colour or black and white. For those of a certain age, I think you might find you've still got black and white photographs stashed away somewhere of younger days. But what I'm going to do here, just to help you here, if you use your pencil, and again, as I've said before when we've been doing things, if you go the way the hair is going, and again here it's going to be quite dark, but rather than doing just sort of lines like that, which is not so clever, although you've got some here you will do, because the hair is almost individual. You can see the now I'm just going to quickly bring in some shadow here, again just gently, and then it's quite, you're seeing it quite faintly, What I'm going to do here is I'm going to, as we've done before, I'm just using the side of the pencil to bring in some shadow. Now that's a bit untidy at the moment, so I'm hoping we'll get this done before the time runs out. You can soften it down by using your finger, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in a bit more here and a bit more down here. Now what I will do is while we are here is again I bring in some, doing the same again here, bringing some shadow around, because you've got the shadow here, you've got the shadow through here. I think we're running short of time now.
2 minutes.
Got 2 minutes still. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bring in a bit more colour into the eyes. Try and avoid. Obviously, the pupil in the middle is slightly stronger, but be careful. Don't be too bold with it. Be subtle. Here, the eyes coming right into the corner. So again, it's a bit darker all over, really, because it's getting shadowed from the. And then again, here we've got that nice. There's a bit of shadow underneath there. Now I'm not so happy with it. I'm just going to dab out some of that shadow just to take it down a bit. But again, here's a bit of shadow under the nose, and then again here we've got shadow in the face. It takes time to get the feel of it, and I say unfortunately we don't have a great deal of time, but just gradually building up here. And there's a bit of shadow under here. The lip, the bottom lip, as it's smiling, it's come out. I'm just going to strengthen the bottom lip up a bit, I think, so you can, although it hasn't got a. I say I was amazed, it always amuses me because I always land up with the person that's being drawn looking somewhat older than they really are. I'm going to put a bit of colour into the teeth here as well. Okay, so it's time to finish. Right, so I hope that's given you some guide of what to do, and with the other lesson for 49 as well. So look forward to seeing you again.